Om Song Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Let's begin our Upasamhar Puja with the Navarna Vidhi. Upasamhar means the completion, the culmination. If you would call the prayog, the preface or introductory mantras, and then comes the body of the text, and then comes the Upasamhar, which we would call an epilogue. So this is the Upasamhar Puja, starting with the Navarna Vidhi. Atha Navarna Vidhi Sri Ganapati Jayati Amasya Sri Navarna Mantrasya Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishaya Kayetri Yashna Kanamashtu Chandam Sri Mahakali Malakshmi Saraswati Devata Amy Taming Sakti Pinki Lakam Sri Mahakali Malakshmi Saraswati Pratyarthi Navarna Siddhyarthi Japi Yoga. And this is the Rishadhinyasa. Om Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishi Om Namah Gayatri Yashna Ganashtu Chandom Om Namah Mahakali Malakshmi Saraswati Devata Om Namah Ing Jaya Namah, Ring Satnaki Namah, Kling Kilakai Namah, Om Ring Kling Chamunda Kiviche, Taranyasa, Om Gusta Vyangama, Om Ring Tartini Dhyam Swaha, Om Kling Madhavavyam Boshat, Om Hindra Chamunda Kiyanamika Vyangam, Om Viche Karnishtika Boshat, Om Ring Kling Chamunda Kiviche, Karotha Kaprishta Bandastaya. Humming, ring, cling, chamunda, devache. Humming, ridaya, nama, ring, siro, se, swa. Cling, shikaya, devashat. Chamunda, ekavachaya, viche, netratraya, boshat. Humming, ring, cling, chamunda, devache. Karotha, kaprishta, hamdastaya. Humming, ring, cling, chamunda, devache. Om Ring Nama, Om Ring Nama, Om Kling Nama, Om Chang Nama, Om Om Nama, Om Dam Nama, Om Yang Nama, Om Ding Nama, Om Chang Nama, Om Ring Kling Chamunda Keviche, Dinyasa, Om Ring Udachi Nama, Om Ring Prachi Nama, Om Kling Dakshinaya Nama, Chamunda Gi Pratichi Nama, Vichi Baya Nama. Om Ring Isatri Nama, Ring Ame Nama, Om Kling Nari Nama, Chamunda Dordaya Nama, Vichi Bhumina Nama, Om Ring Kling Chamunda Keviche Dhanam. Kargam Chakra Kadeshi Chapa, Parikam Chu, Nagdasaning Thara, Sankam Sandadatin, Karisri Nainam, Sarvam Dabushavitam, Nilas Madhyuti Mashapava, Dashakam, Siri Ma Kalikam, Yamastasva Vitero, Kamala John Devanakaitam, Axis Rakparisham Deshu, Kulishan Padmandanskam Dekam, Gandam Shakti Masing Tajama, Jadajangam Kam Surabhajanam. Sulam Pasa Sudakshane Chatatinga Sage Prasanandam Seve Sri Ramandini Niyama Lakshmi Sarajasitam Ganga Sudakalani Sankamusali Chakundan Sayakam Astam Jajita Tinganam Kapila Sachi Tam Chatuya Prabham Gauri Dehasmu Babam Tri Chigatama Dharabhutama Purva Matra Saraswatim Anubhajay Samadhi Doitardini Om Ring Akshamalakaya Ginamam Om Male Mahamage Sarvasati Surupini Chaturvakasthaginasta Tasmanve Siddhidabhava Om Abhiganam Kurumalitvam Rinami Dachinekare Javkale Chasidyartham Prasidha Mama Siddhage Om Akshamala Devataye Susidindegi Degi Sarvamantrartha Sadhini Sadhaka Sadhaka Sarva Siddhi Vorikapika Purikapika Me Swaha. And now we'll offer 108 times Amen Ring Kling Chamundai Viche. After the recitation of a complete mala, Guyati Guya Gopri Tvam Kriyanasmat Pritam Japam Siddhir Bharatu Me Devi Tvat Prasada Maheshwari Dhyanam Ambidu Dhamasma Prabham Mrigapati Skandasitam Vishnalam Kanya Viheka Balaketa Hila Sandasvi Rasni Vitam Asri Chakrikadasi Keta Hishikam Sapangan Tajaning He Brahmada Balabikam Shasidaram Drigam Trinitram Bhaje And now we'll recite the Rig Vedoktam Ratri Suktam. And this is called the Upasamhar Mudra. It means assemble together. We're calling you all to assemble. Om Maham Rudraviki Vasudipskaram Yaham Aditya Hirutta Vishwadevage Aham Indra Varuno Babi Varnyaham Indragni Aham Ashvinova Aham Samamahanasam Vivanyaham Swashtaram Uttapushanam Bhagam Aham Dadami Dravinam Yavismate Subravi Yajamam Nayasumbate Aham Rastri Samgamani Basunam Chikitushi Pratama Yadiyamam Dhammadeva Vyadadu Purutra Buristatram Buryavisayanti Moyasu Namandiyo Vipashyati Yaha Praniti Yajim Shrinoti Utam Amandavo Manda Pakyanti Sruti Sruta Sradivante Badami Ahame Vasvayamidam Badami Jushtam Deve Virutmanu Shiviri Yankamaye Tanam Rinomi Tam Brahmanam Tam Rishim Tam Sumedam Aham Rudraya Dhanaratanomi Brahmadvishe Aham Janaya Samadam Trinomyaham Dhyava Prithvi Abhidesham Aham Suve Pitramasya Murdan Mama Yoni Rapsvantaha Samudre Tato Vitishne Bhuvanan Vishwo Tamun Gyan Bhashmano Pasprishami Ahameva Bhattabhadagiva Prabhamya Rabhavana Bhuvanani Vishwa Parodiva Paraena Prithivya Dhabati Magina Sambhavuva Let us skip over the Devi Atharva Shirsham, the highest meaning of the goddess. This is also known as the Trileka Upanishad, and we'll turn to the closing, the pranam, the end. Durgam Shivam Santikarim Brahmanim Brahmanapriyam Sarvaloka Pranetrincha Pranamami Sadashivam Mangalam Shobhanam Shuddham Nishkalam Paramam Kalam Vishveshwarim Vishwamatam Chandikam Pranamamyaham Sarvadeva Mahim Devim Sarvaroga Bhayapaham Ramesha Vishnu Namitam Pranamami Sadashivam Vidyastam Vidyanilayam Divyasthanam Vipasinim Yoginim Yogajananim Chandikam Pranamamyakam Isanamataram Devim Ishwarim Ishwara Priyam Pranatu Asmi Sadadurgam Samsara Arnavatarini. Let us return to the beginning of the Navarna Vidhi. And now, the system of worship with the 9-lettered mantras. And Vidhi is actually a system of worship or a subset of worship. So if you have, as the title of your outline, it would be Siddhant. And amidst the Siddhant is comprised of several padotis, which would be your capital or your Roman numerals. And your cardinal letters would be the Vidhis. And the Vidhis are a subset of the Padoti. Several Vidhis together create a Padoti, and the several Padotis collected together entail a Siddhant. So this is the system of worship. It's a subset with the 9-lettered mantra, Navarna. The Sri Ganapati Jayati, Om, may the Lord of wisdom make us be victorious. Om, presenting the highly efficacious mantra of 9 letters. That's the special Navarna mantra that God is Chandi. The lords of creation, preservation, and destruction are the seers. That's Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Gayatri, Ushnak, and Anushtuk. Gayatri has 24 syllables to the verse. Ushnak has 28 syllables to the verse. And Anushtuk has 32 syllables to the verse, are the meters. And they also stand for Gayatri is the Chanda of Udoy, which means rising, the beginning. And Ushnik is the Chanda of the midday, which is the preservation, the sustenance. And Anushtup is the Chanda of Shayan, of the evening. So that's the culmination, the perfection. So we have a beginning, the middle, and the end. Are represented by these 3 meters, as well as in mathematical formulas which come into the recitation of the mantras. The great remover of darkness, the great goddess of true wealth, and the great goddess of all pervading knowledge are the deities. Mahakali Ma, Lakshmi Ma, Saraswati. Aim is the seed, Hrim is the energy, Clean is the pin. Aim, ring, clean. Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Kali, for the satisfaction of the great remover of darkness, Mahakali, the great goddess of true wealth, Mahalakshmi, and the great goddess of all pervading knowledge, Mahasaraswati. This system is applied in recitation. And now we're going to establish the seers in a place where they can see. Om, I bow to the seers, the lords of creation, preservation, and destruction, in my head. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are there. Creation, preservation, transformation are going on. Right here, I'm perceiving that. I bow to the meters, Gayatri, Ushtuk, and Ashtuk in my mouth. That's where the meters are coming from. I bow to the deities, the remover of darkness, the great goddess of true wealth, the great goddess of all pervading knowledge in the heart. I bow to the seat, aim in the anus. That's where I'm sitting on all my knowledge. I bow to the energy, Hrim in the feet. That's the energy of all Maya. And I bow to Kleem, to the pin in the navel. Om Aim Ring Kling Chamundaki Viche. I bow to them all. And this has another meaning, and we might as well discuss this meaning in brief. I know we've gone through it in several of our other classes, but we shouldn't be remiss in ignoring it here. So aim is, of course, Maha Saraswati. It is creation. It is the beginning. It is wisdom. It is Icha Shakti, the energy of desire. Hrim is Mahalakshmi. She is Maya. She is Sattva-guna. She is the preservation, the circumstance, the sthiti, the situation as it exists right now. Klim is Mahakali. She is Tamoguna. She is dissolution. She is Jnana Shakti. Icha Kriya Jnana Shakti. The energies of desire, of action, and of knowledge, which are inherent in every object of creation, from Brahma to a blade of grass. Cha means to move. Munda is a head, or it means the paradigm of reality. Who moves in the paradigm of the reality is Aim, Ring, Kling, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Sattva, Raja, Tamaguna, the three goddesses. Bich meets the thumb bit, all that is knowable. Che means Chaitanya, consciousness perceives. All that is knowable to consciousness is the movement of Srishti, Sthiti, Loy, creation, preservation, transformation. The three gunas, the three goddesses, all the threes, the Kama, Kala, are moving in the awareness of consciousness, and that's all that is knowable. And this is the meaning of the Navarna mantra. When we understand this mantra and inculcate its qualities and feel its efficacy, then we cease to be the actor, because we see that nature is acting according to her nature, because that's her nature. And I am therefore the witness of the actions of nature. And therefore I am free from attachment, because I love her. And act she will and act she must. And if I say, please don't change things, I like them the way they are, she's going to say, change I will, change I must, that's my nature. And I say, oh no, Mom, I like it, everything, just keep it the way it is. Don't change. And she's not going to adhere to my agenda. She will have a tendency to ignore me. So then I say, Mom, you change anyway according to your nature, and I'm just going to watch, and I love you, and I'm going to do what you tell me to do to make the situation even better. Please, give me that insight, give me that energy. And this is the Navarna mantra. This is the essence of Chandra. Now we're going to establish her mantras in our hands. And Om I bow to Aim in the thumb. Om I bow to Hrim in the forefinger. I am one with God. Om I bow to Klim in the middle finger. Purify. Om I bow to Chamunda in the ring finger. Cut the ego. Remember in chapter 7, she's Chamunda because she cuts down anger and passion. And Om I bow to Biche in the little finger, ultimate purity. Om Aim Ring Kling Chamundagi Biche with the weapon of virtue. Clap. Now my fingers are appropriately endowed with the energy to touch everything with a sense of divinity. If I just touch from my own egotistical perspective, I'm obviously not serving her. Am I? I've got to remember you in everything I touch, Mom. So let me at least, if I can't remember you in everything I touch, let me at least put your mantras in my fingers so that the fingers will remember you in everything they touch. They'll help me. Now I'm going to establish her in the heart, etc. And this is also called hridayadinyas, hridayadi, etc., in the heart, etc. Adi. Or is called sharanganyas, the 6 places in your body where you establish the mantra. I vow to aim in my heart and touch my heart. I vow to ream on the top of the head. I am one with God. Please remember that. I vow to clean on the back of the head, purified. And it's almost like an upside down hitchhiker. Going my way, Mom? I vow to clean on the back of the head, purified. I vow to chamunda, crossing both arms, cut the ego. I vow to biche in the 3 eyes with the ultimate purity. And that means that in all 3 of my eyes, or at least in the 3rd eye, everything I perceive or everything I see through the eyes of purity. So my judgment is, how can I make this more pure? Enhance, embellish, make it more pure. Aim, ring, clean, chamunda, hiviche, with the weapon of virtue and clap. Aim, ring, clean, chamunda, hiviche. And now I'm going to establish the letters. I vow to aim. I vow to ring. I vow to clean. I vow to chang. I vow to moon. I vow to dang. I vow to yin. I vow to bing. I vow to cheng. Ing, ring, cling, chum, da, biche. I got you right here. This is the repository of all of your qualities. This city of 9 gates is your residence. Now I'm going to establish you in every direction. I vow to aim in the north. I vow to ring in the east. I vow to clean in the south. I vow to chamunda in the west. I vow to biche in the northwest. I vow to aim in the northeast. I vow to ring in the southeast. I vow to clean in the southwest. I vow to chamunda looking up. I vow to biche looking down. Ing, ring, cling, chamunda, biche. There is nowhere where you are not. Lucky us. Now, let's meditate upon your forms. First up is Mahakali, bearing in her 10 hands the sword of worship, the discus of revolving time, the club of articulation. And that means every time you say a mantra, you pick up that club and beat an ashura over the head. The bow of determination, the iron bar of restraint, the pike of attention, the sling, or it's also known as the net of unity, the head of egotism. And if you look in Kali's hand sometime, you'll see that great ego's head there. And the concha vibration, she has 3 eyes per head and displays ornaments on all her limbs, shining like a blue gem because she's infinite. She's the color of the sky. She has 10 faces. That gives her 30 eyes if I did the math correctly. 3 eyes per head and 10 faces. I worship that great remover of darkness whom the lotus-born creative capacity praised. That was Brahma in chapter 1. In order to slay too much and too little, he called upon Yoga Nidra. Hey, these asuras are too strong for me. Vishnu is asleep. He won't protect me. You, Yoga Nidra, wake up Vishnu. Wake up this consciousness and let consciousness do battle for the creative capacity. When the supreme consciousness was in sleep. She with the beautiful face, the destroyer of the great ego, is seated upon the lotus of peace. In her hand she holds the rosary of alphabets, the battle axe of good actions, the club of articulation. She also loves to hit those asuras over the head with mantras. The arrow of speech, the thunderbolt of illumination. illumination, the lotus of peace, the bow of determination, the water pot of purification, the staff of discipline, energy, the sword of worship, the shield of faith, the conch of vibrations, the bell of continuous tone, the wine cup of joy, the pike of concentration, the net of unity, and the discus of revolving time, named excellent intuitive vision. I worship that great goddess of true wealth, who holds that discus of excellent intuitive vision, Sudarshan. Her darshan is Shu. It's excellent. Bearing in her hands, and she has 8 hands, Mahasaraswati, the bell of continuous tone, the pike of concentration, the plow sowing the seeds of the way of truth to wisdom. Talk about a farmer. The conch of vibrations, the pestle of refinement, like a mortar and a pestle. She refines and grinds like it's like a seal and a nora, but it's more like a pestle and mortar. And the discus of revolving time, the bow of determination, and the arrow of speech, whose radiance is like the moon in autumn, whose appearance is most beautiful, who is manifested from the body of she who is rays of light and is the support of the 3 worlds, that great goddess of all-pervading knowledge who destroyed self-conceit and other thoughts, I worship. Thanks, Mom. Om Aim Hrim. I bow to the rosary of letters. Let's purify our malas. Oh, my rosary, the great measurement of consciousness, and I'm calling you that because you limit my consciousness to the mantra. I have the mantra and the measurement of the mantra. How many mantras did I recite? Well, there's one. There's another one. There's another one. You are the great limitation of consciousness. The great measurement of consciousness. Here you are the tool which is focusing my attention. Don't forget to say the mantra. Om Aim Ring Kling Chamunda Keviche. I remembered, Mom. Om Aim Ring Kling Chamunda Keviche. Thank you. Om Aim Ring Kling Chamunda Keviche. Containing all energy within as your intrinsic nature, give to me the attainment of your perfection, fulfilling the 4 objectives of life, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You allow me to achieve the highest ideal of perfection. You give me the physical resources necessary to the attainment of that ideal. You satiate, fulfill, or make me abandon all desires other than to be with you. And when those 3 are complete, that is moksha, liberation, self-realization. Chaturvargas, fulfilling the 4 objectives of life. Oh, Rosary, you please remove all obstacles. Please let me remember you and my mantra when I'm with you. I hold you in my right hand, except if I'm offering to the fire. And then I hold you in the left hand, and I make offerings with the right hand. Om Aim Ring Kling Chamunda Keviche Swaha. And I move a bead. But if I'm just doing japa, I hold it in the right hand. At the time of recitation, be pleased with me. Allow me to attain the highest perfection. Om Rosary of Rudraksha seeds, and we're specifically talking to Rudraksha mala. However, you can use this mantra with any other mala that you're using. Just call him, hey, Rosary of Rudraksha seeds. My Lord, and you are Lord to me because you give blessings and you focus my attention, and I'm making you divine. Give to me, illuminate the meanings of all mantras, illuminate. Fashion me with all excellent attainments, fashion me. I am one with God. And now I begin my japa, Om Aim Ring Kling Chamunda Keviche, at least 1 mala. at the completion of the japa. O goddess, you are the protector of the most secret of mystical secrets. It is so secret I have to look deeply inside in order to find it. It is so well hidden. It's not just out there. I don't see it on the signboard as I'm driving down the highway. I see it inside deeply, the most secret of mystical secrets. Please accept the recitation that I have offered and grant to me the attainment of perfection. Please give me the attainment of perfection. And now, my meditation. I meditate upon the three-eyed goddess Durga, the reliever of difficulties. The luster of her beautiful body is like lightning. She sits upon the shoulders of a lion and appears very fierce. Many maidens holding the double-edged sword and shield in their hands are standing in readiness to serve her. She holds in her hands a discus, the club, the double-edged sword, a shield, an arrow, a bow, a net, and the mudra, connecting the thumb and the pointer finger with the other three fingers extending upwards, indicating the granting of wisdom, is called Gyan Mudra. Her intrinsic nature is as fire, and upon her head she wears the moon as a crown. And we've already gone through the meaning of the discus of revolving times, the club of the articulation of mantras, the sword of wisdom, the shield of faith, the arrow of one's pointed attention or speech, the bow of sankalpa, the net of unity, and the mudra giving wisdom. And that is the meaning of the meditation of her form. Oh. Now let's discuss the Vedic praise of the goddess. I travel with the relievers of suffering, with the finders of the wealth, with the sons of enlightenment, as also with all gods. I hold aloft friendship and equanimity, the rule of the pure, the light of meditation, and the divine urge to union. This is a hymn from the Rig Veda. It was realized by the daughter of Agastya Muni. Her name was Amriti Bhak. And she said, I have become Bhak. I am all vibrations. I am the Divine Mother. She sat into deep meditation and she said, I am the vibration which permeates this universe. And all the gods are permeated by my vibration. They're all supported by me. They're all enhanced by me. I perform the functions of great devotion, creative intelligence, searchers for truth and the wealth of realization. I give the wealth to the sacrificer who presses out the offering of devotion with attention. Just see how as we recite these mantras and we perform the pranayama and we press out the offering of devotion with attention, that is the meaning of the Somaya sacrifice. Delivering the nectar of devotion with attention. That is our yajna. I am the queen, the united mind of the guardians of the treasure, the supreme consciousness of those who are offered sacrifice. Thus the gods have established me in the manifold existence, the all-pervading soul of the abundant being. All the shining ones, all the radiant ones have established me. All those vibrations are permeating the manifold existence, and I have become the all-pervading soul of the abundant being. I am the queen. Through me alone all eat, all breathe, all hear. Every vibration that takes place is me. They know me not, but yet they dwell beside me. Hear from me the truth of faith as I speak to you. If you believe, if you have faith, if you have the perform this tapasya, if you press out the offering of devotion with attention, you will see me, you will eat me, you will hear me. Those are all manifestations of vibrations. Most people are eating without consciousness. They don't know they are eating my Shakti. They are breathing without awareness. They don't know they are breathing my energy. They are hearing these words and they're listening to words. And they're not listening to me. Hear from me the truth of faith as I speak to you. Now listen. Only I, myself, of my own volition, speak this which is loved by gods and men. You're only going to hear this from me. Whosoever I love, I give him strength, make him a knower of divinity, a seer, one of loving intellect. That's Kripa, my grace, my love. You do, you get. When I fall in love with you, you fall in love with me. And we enter into a love affair. And as you sow, so shall you reap. I make him a seer, one of loving intellect. I am the preserving energy. And I bend the bow for the reliever of suffering. Rudra's bow, I give him the energy, the strength to pull that bowstring back, to slay the enemies of the creative consciousness by the arrows of speech. How many enemies are there of creative consciousness? Aham, that little egotism and attachment. And all the generals in the army of the great Ashur. Now I give that energy to Rudra to pull that bowstring and shoot with his arrow all the enemies of creative consciousness by the arrows of speech. That means speak the right things. That means listen to mantras. I give the people zealous fervor I pervade throughout heaven and earth. I give birth to the Supreme Father of this all, from whence come forth Shiva. From Shakti, he becomes manifest. My creative energy is in the waters of the inner ocean. From thence, I extend through all the worlds of the universe and touch the summit of heaven with my greatness. Nobody can measure how vast I am. I blow intensely all the beings of the universe like the wind, beyond the heavens and beyond the earth, to such an extent as my greatness altogether extended. This is from the older part of the Vedas, and thus it must date to at least prior to 4000 BC, was Bach Ambrini's realization. Let us save the highest meaning of the goddess for another session and turn to the pranam, bowing down with devotion. The reliever of difficulties, exposer of consciousness, cause of peace, infinite consciousness, beloved by knowers of consciousness, she who motivates and guides the three worlds, always I bow to her, and I am bowing to goodness herself. Welfare, radiant beauty, completely pure without limitations, the ultimate limitation, the Lord of the universe, the Mother of the universe, to you, Chandi, to the energy which tears apart thought, I bow in submission. Please tear apart the thoughts for me. I want to come to you from pure love, without thinking about it, without rationalizing, without an objective form of motivation. I just want you from pure intuitive love. Tear apart my thoughts. I bow to you in submission. She is composed of all the gods, removes all sickness and fear. Brahma, Maheshwar, and Vishnu bow down to her, and I always bow down to the energy of infinite goodness. The dwelling place of knowledge, residing in knowledge, resident in the place of divine illumination, the cause of union, the knower of union, to the energy which tears apart thought, we constantly bow. The mother of the Supreme Consciousness, the goddess who is the Supreme Consciousness, beloved by the Supreme Consciousness, we always bow to Durga, the reliever of difficulties, who takes aspirants across the difficult sea of objects and their relationships. Om Namo Vidhi. And that is the conclusion of the Devi Gita. Do we have any questions?
Swamiji?
Yes, please.
The sages have said Smarana, Manana and Nididhyasana as advice to seekers, Swamiji.
Yes.
So Smarana is hearing, Manana is
Shravana.
Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. Manana is reflection,
Yes.
and Nididhyasana is applying the teaching to your life, or incorporating it into your life.
Good.
The reflection part, how does a seeker approach that activity, and what would be the best way and best time to reflect on the scriptures, Swamiji?
We just did it. We defined every word of every sentence, and we're reflecting upon it. How does that apply to me? Well, this is the Mananam. What does this mean? Sravanam, I heard it. Durgam, Shivam, Shantikaring. And now Mananam, the reliever of difficulties, the exposer of consciousness, the cause of peace. Shantikaring. I'm reflecting upon it. I'm deeply reflecting upon it. What does that mean to me? She is the cause of peace. If I stay nearer to her, the closer I get to her, the closer I get to the cause of peace, the more I cause the peace within my own self. And Nidit Asanam, I get closer and closer until I am deeply contemplating, deeply meditating upon peace. And that's how the three work. Shravanam, Mananam, Nidit Asana. Yes, please.
In the end, we had Himalaya asking what is the best worship we can do. And then she explained the cosmic puja.
Yes.
But also she explained parts of the chanting.
Yes.
So it's a combination of the two.
Yes. It is a combination of the cosmic puja and the chandi and the understanding. And now we have a practical application and a theoretical understanding. And now we have a philosophical explanation and the philosophy behind it and the practical where do you put the flowers in. And now how do you make her come and take the form of that buck, that energy of goodness which is divine. All three of them work together. Yes, please.
A question from Angel and Devi.
Namaste, Angel. Namaste, Devi.
What day would you suggest that the Devi Gita be recited as an addition to regular practice? Thank you, Swamiji.
Oh, Angel, Devi, you could recite it every day. And if you can't recite it every day, then recite it some days when you have time. In this text they said if you can't do it every day, do it Fridays. but they didn't have the same compulsions of time as we have today. So maybe on Saturdays and Sundays. Or maybe you take one chapter of the Devi Gita and recite that once a week, in addition to the other things that you're performing. You can understand that of your own accord.
Swamiji, question from Nanda from San Jose. Namaste Swamiji.
Namaste Nandama.
Since the mool mantra for this text is Hrim, can you please say why you choose the Navarna mantra for Nyas?
Well, you could do the Rim Bija Nyas, but there would not be a complete Vidhi for it. So for this, because the Devi Gita, the Chandi, and the Cosmic Puja are so intimately interconnected, we chose to make a Samput before and after of the Navarna Vidhi.
Swamiji, another question from Nanda. She's wondering if you can speak more about the Vasus or finders of wealth and guardians of treasure in verse 1 and 3 in the Devi Suktam.
Yes, I can. So certainly the treasure that we're seeking, Nanda, is not just a worldly treasure. It's the treasure of the wealth of spiritual knowledge. So these finders of the treasure, the finders of the wealth, and the guardians of the treasure are those forms of divinity which takes us away from worldly attachment and puts us into the bliss of spiritual knowledge. And those are the gods that she travels with.
Question from Nilima from New Delhi.
Namaste, Nilima.
Swamiji, it says, I bend the bow for the reliever of suffering to slay the enemies of the creative consciousness. Who would be the reliever of suffering and who are the enemies of creative consciousness? Thank you.
Nilima, Asru Trayote iti Rudra. Rudra is the one who relieves sufferings. He takes away the tears, literally. And he, Rudra, is the form of Shiva who bends the bow and shoots the enemies who are opposing creative consciousness, meaning Kam, Krodh, Lo, Moda, Matsurja, Ahamkari, Ityadi. So now here Rudra, Shiva, is the reliever of sufferings. With her energy, he can bend the bow and shoot the arrow and remove all the obstacles to our being filled with and endowed with creative consciousness. And that's the meaning of this verse. Through her energy alone. And please give our love and all of our blessings to all of our family in Delhi.
Swamiji, question from Usha from Canada.
Namaste, Ushama.
Swamiji, the energy in these action parts of all these scriptures seems so powerful and more intense than the rest of the verses. Is this intended?
The energy in the action parts.
She has action in quotes.
Where she is acting or where she is proclaiming her essence or being. Because we think of action, Ushama, as karmakand, as what we're doing. And the darshan of the goddess is Gyanakand, where she is illuminating her true nature. So this is a blessing to us. We are the actors. Now, if you mean by action that she's removing our difficulties, she's removing our obstructions, and you're calling that as her action, then it's very powerful because we are becoming divested from all of our negativities. And that's why it's so powerful.
Swami, here's a question from Michael from Colorado.
Namaste, Michael. Namaste, Karen. How are you both?
Well, Michael is saying that you have said so many important things, Swamiji, in this class that I really would like to check my understanding. So to live happily ever after, we should learn to mind our own business. not give a rip about what others think. When we finally learn how the universe works, our life experience will really begin to groove. Whatever we choose to do in this life experience, we should know it's of enormous value to the universe. Finally, we should work hard at feeling good in every moment of every day.
Namaste, Michael. I'm going to come to Colorado and study with you. Thank you very much. Beautiful exposition. Except for one thing, it's all our business. There is nobody else's business. It's all yours.
Swamiji, actually, Usha has written in response to action. What do you mean by
Yes.
action? She means when we are doing something like nyas or establishing or removing pins, etc.
Oh, Ushama, these are kriyas that we are performing.
Yeah.
Yes, these are the kriyas that we are performing, Usha, and these are active. Nyas means to establish, and to establish within. So we are doing karanyas to establish within the hands, and we're doing anganyas to establish within the body, or hridayadinyas it's called. Or we're doing dignyas to establish in every direction. These nyasas are part of the vidhi, the subset of worship with this mantra. And so they are extremely powerful by all means. You're absolutely right.
Swamiji, a question from Nanda she has a question on verse 5 of Devi Suktam, in which it says that whoever I love, I give him strength. Swamiji, how does one become a beloved of God?
Do you know, the people who choose God, God chooses them back. So if you're a lover of God, don't you want to pay attention to her? And don't you yourself, when you feel someone paying attention to you, you want to pay attention to them? You want to reciprocate that attentiveness? And that's how we become a lover of God, is by choosing God to be our beloved. And then we cultivate the relationship. Just like every other relationship. What do you like to eat? What do you like? What clothes do you like to wear? Can I bring you a new sari? Can I bring you, look, I brought you some ornaments. I brought you a diamond ring. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, you know. I brought you, look, I cooked you a meal. I made some prasad for you. I'm washing your feet. I'm combing your hair. Here's a mirror. Don't you look beautiful? Mother, I'm giving you my undivided attention. Will you please love me a little bit? I hope. And I believe, Nandama, that's the way we cultivate the love affair. The same way we cultivate any other love affair. We pay attention to our beloved.
Swamiji, but this is more conscious.
What is attention? Attention is consciousness.
No, it's a conscious decision that I want to make every effort to increase my love for God.
Yep, it sure is. It's a choice. It's a choice that we all make. A decision about life. What's important to me?
Swami, there's a question from chapter 7.
That's all right.
It's from Nanda. Swamiji, can you please let me know if dharana means focusing the 12 places mentioned in verses 22 to 24? If not, can you please help me understand those verses?
Yes, Nandama, you know, dharana is, it means a specific focus of attention in 12 places as a specific practice. And it also means a contemplative practice of bringing your awareness. Once you've performed the pratyahar and brought your senses inside, where do you go to look? Any contemplation inside is known by the term dharana. Now, also in addition to dharana as being any contemplation inside, if you want to get even more specific, then there's a practice of contemplation, moving your awareness between those 12 places. And then there's even a more subtle and more refined practice that we found in chapter 7 as well, is focusing the attention on the rise of Kundalini as he permeates each of the chakras. So we're refining and refining and refining, and we're tightening the cloister on our thoughts. First of all, we came into the Devi Mandir and we had so many acres to roam around in. We left that whole world of experience outside the gates, but still inside the Devi Mandir, there's so many places you can go. You can go to the forest, you can go to the pond, you can go to there's so many different places that you can go. Now, from the Devi Mandir, we've come into the sanctuary, the main temple, where the Havan Kund is. And now from the Havan Kund, we've come to one point of attention on the fire, the deity, and the book. And now we've brought we don't need the deity anymore, just the fire and the book. And now we don't need the fire anymore, we can just close our eyes and recite the mantras and feel the Baba coming in. Pratyahar, it's getting close, smaller and smaller and smaller. And now any contemplation is part of our dharana. And now our dharana is refined and refined and refined and more exclusive until it becomes above samadhi. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi.
Question, it's from chapter 6 from Sadhuma from North Carolina.
Namaste, Sadhuma.
Swamiji, is it that the Bija mantra for Maya, Prakriti, when understood, takes us beyond the ignorance of separation to Asi, Purusha?
Yes, it is. That's just what it does, Sadhuma. The more we become one with that Maya, we leave the Maya of illusion, and we enter into the relationship with, hey, that's my mom. And then we enter into that relationship, we get closer and closer and closer until she becomes the Purusha. She becomes infinite consciousness. It's exactly the process, Sadhuma. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.